The governing body has just addressed the explosive 2026 regulation controversy, and their statement has ignited an even more intense battle. Three burning questions are now splitting Formula One down the middle. Why is the FIA completely ignoring drivers' warnings that they'll need to forget everything they've mastered? What's hidden behind the reality of cars potentially running 2.5 seconds slower per lap? And here's the puzzle that flips everything upside down. How can Felipe Drugovich claim these new machines feel like sitting on a rocket, while everyone else warns they'll be the sluggish cars in decades? The answers to these mysteries reveal a fracture so profound it could completely transform what Formula One represents. Let's break down the statistics that have sent shockwaves through the entire grid. According to Nicolas Tombazis, the FIA's single-seater technical chief, the new generation of cars will trail current competitors by anywhere from 1 to 2.5 seconds each lap. To understand the scale of this regression, we're potentially witnessing F1 machinery returning to performance levels last seen 2 decades ago. But the real concern emerges when you listen to what's coming from the cockpits. Charles Leclerc, a driver with racing experience spanning back to childhood at age 4, issued a warning that should alarm every motorsport fan. The Monaco-based Ferrari pilot stated that drivers will have to forget from whatever we've learned in our careers to start again from a blank page. Think about what that actually means. We're talking about wiping out instinctive responses built over lifetimes of competition. Lance Stroll amplified these fears, branding the new rule set as way too artificialized, and cautioning that Formula One risks becoming an excessively tech-driven spectacle instead of preserving its focus on driver skill. When Stroll, often criticized for his racecraft, delivers such well-reasoned arguments about the sport's future, it reveals something profound is happening. The anxiety intensifies when you consider Fernando Alonso's input. The seasoned campaigner, who's navigated every major regulation shift since his 2003 debut, candidly admitted that classic circuits like Spa and Suzuka are not going to be as exciting as what they are now. When a two-time champion with that depth of experience expresses such concerns, the implications stretch far beyond simple adjustment periods. But that's just the beginning, because what the FIA revealed next shows they might be fundamentally misunderstanding the real problem. So how did Formula One's governing authority tackle this growing rebellion? Nicolas Tombazis essentially told everyone to stop worrying. He claimed to be surprised by how much emphasis is put on the actual lap times, and argued that once the sport adapts, it actually doesn't matter. His logic sounds reasonable at first glance. Tombazis compared the situation to moving from a simulator into a slower vehicle, initially uncomfortable but ultimately manageable with experience. The regulatory body dedicated years to preventing the kind of shock experience during 2014's dramatic changes, when Mercedes secured an unbeatable head start through better preparation. Tombazis also strongly disputed claims that F1 cars would drop to Formula 2 performance standards, vigorously challenging these predictions. From his perspective, if that scenario actually occurred, people would have to say something about it, but that's not the case. The Federation also emphasizes technological progress as a positive outcome. They've created an equal split between combustion engines and electrical power, pushing innovation boundaries forward. Some aspects even appear promising. Toto Wolff indicated that peak power output could propel cars approaching 400 kilometers per hour. But here's what the governing body isn't revealing about the driver's real fears, and it changes everything we thought we knew. The genuine problem goes far beyond lap time debates. It's about what these changes mean for the sport's soul. When you examine what competitors are actually communicating, a disturbing pattern emerges from their concerns. Felipe Drugovich, functioning as Aston Martin's test driver, described the sensation as feeling like you're sitting on a rocket when maximum power activates. But that explosive acceleration comes with a major restriction. It's completely manufactured by computers. These machines will deliver more torque than any previous F1 car, but only when electronic systems decide to unleash it. This computerized control perfectly illustrates Lance Stroll's complaint about excessive artificialization. Instead of giving drivers genuine feel and command over their machines, everything becomes dictated by software and tactical instructions from team strategists. The pure adrenaline and authentic racing that define Formula One get replaced by digitally controlled performance. Charles Leclerc's comment about returning to a blank page takes on darker meaning when you grasp what he's truly describing. This isn't simply learning fresh approaches, it's potentially abandoning the natural, instinctive racing abilities that separate Formula One drivers from every other category of motorsport. Even Lewis Hamilton, usually positive about change, revealed something significant. While celebrating the technological innovation, he noted that systems have become more and more intricate as the years have gone on. That's polite language for increasingly artificial and overcomplicated machinery. And this is the part that should worry every single Formula One fan. Because what's happening here goes way beyond just one rule change. The moment this controversy erupted tells us something crucial about where F1 is headed. We're not just looking at another regulation cycle. We're watching a fundamental shift in what makes Formula One special. When the sport's most experienced professionals express genuine alarm, it signals problems that run much deeper than normal growing pains. Fernando Alonso's confession about legendary tracks losing their magic points to a systemic issue. If venues like Spa and Suzuka, circuits that have tested the greatest drivers in history, become less thrilling, what does that do to F1's core appeal? These tracks have been the backbone of the sport for decades, separating true champions from merely talented drivers. The FIA's belief that fans will simply get used to it ignores a harsh reality. Today's Formula One audience has choices. With other racing categories delivering incredible action and authentic competition, F1 cannot risk becoming a watered-down, over-engineered shadow of itself. But there's an even more troubling scenario lurking in the background. The FIA admits they're working with incomplete data from teams, meaning some organizations could struggle far worse than current projections suggest. We might see a repeat of the 2014 hybrid era's domination pattern, where Mercedes enjoyed a massive multi-year advantage. There's still one crucial piece of this puzzle that no one's discussing, and it completely changes how we should view this entire situation. What makes this moment truly fascinating is that we're entering completely uncharted waters, with divided driver opinions and missing crucial data. While some racers, like Hamilton, embrace the upcoming challenges, others, including Leclerc and Alonso, have raised serious red flags. This philosophical split could create completely unexpected competitive scenarios when 2026 finally arrives. The biggest question mark hangs over whether the FIA's confidence has any basis in reality. They're betting everything that slower, more complicated cars will still deliver spectacular racing. But with limited testing data and admitted knowledge gaps about team preparations, are they making this massive gamble based on incomplete information? There's also the generational shift that everyone's ignoring. Younger talent entering Formula One might embrace these digital systems more naturally, potentially giving them significant advantages over seasoned veterans whose careers were built on mechanical sympathy and pure driving instinct. The moment of truth will come during 2026's season opener. Will audiences accept reduced speed if the racing becomes more competitive? Can drivers deliver the same level of breathtaking performance with heavily computerized vehicles? And most importantly, will this march toward digitalization bring in new fans or push away the existing fan base? What we're witnessing might be Formula One's boldest gamble in modern history. The sport is betting its entire future on technology over raw speed, complexity over purity, and computer management over driver instinct. Whether this strategy pays off will determine Formula One's identity for an entire generation. The clock is ticking toward 2026, and the stakes have never been higher. What's your take? Are these concerns justified, or will Formula One pull off another successful reinvention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to catch every twist in this developing saga, make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon turned on.